All right, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Momentum, where I'm here to share a good word with you to start your week off right. Today, we're going to talk about how to use your summer to transform your life and your side hustle outside of a 9 to 5. Listen, one of the most things that I can definitely tell you is that everything that you want and you desire comes out of your free time. Right? We all got bills. We all got things that we got to take care of. But the reality is, when we're using our free time to lead us versus leading in our free time, we're wasting time. And so I want to give you some tips today to get you thinking deeper about what can you do to make sure that your side hustle, it becomes a thing that transforms your life, because I'm living proof of it. And so ask yourself, what do I need to do this summer to make my goals a reality? If you need to think deeper about the job that you want, maybe you need to think deeper about the skills that you need, right? Like, I'm not saying that you don't need a job. What I'm saying is that you have a dream job, and that dream job requires you to have some skills. And I want you to take some time this summer to build on those skills so that you become the person that you want to become in your future, instead of focusing on the person that you are already today. Right? And so, listen, the summer can be for vacation or it can be for vocation. Are you building something that pays off on the long run after the summer ends? Or are you just getting a summer job just to make sure that you're getting your bills paid? Which, again, not a person that's going to tell people not to get their bills paid. But I'm always here to tell you that you need to build something deeper than just getting a job at the grocery store, unless you want to go into grocery retail, or getting a job at the local ice cream shop, unless you want to start your own ice cream shop. What I need you to see is that jobs are good. Career development skills are better. And so ask yourself, are you leveraging your free time? Ask yourself, are you leveraging your free time, or is your free time leveraging you? Ask yourself, are you leading in your free time, or is your free time leading you? And so here's some mistakes that I see some people make as they start developing their side hustle to develop lifelong leadership skills that will last well beyond the hustle, right? Because, again, the hustle is where you start. The career is where you finish. Again, I'm going to say that one more time. The hustle is where you start. The career is where you finish. And I want you to finish with skills that transfer into any industry that you want to see yourself breaking into. And so, mistake number one, you're chasing fast money instead of building a future of value. Listen, every summer job doesn't require your time. And I'm not saying that it's bad for you to have a summer job, especially one that pays well. But the reality is, if it's not building you up into the person that you want to become, it's a waste of time. And so, or if it's not giving you the skills, the networks, it's a waste of investment. It's not an investment that really is going to pay off in the ways that you want it to. It might just be a delay. And although I do believe that a delay is not a denial, what I am very clear on is if that you want to be a fitness and health coach, you want to own your own gym, but you're working at a social services community agency, that's not going to transfer. That's not going to give you the networks. It's not going to give you the net worth. And I really believe you upgrade your net worth by upgrading your network. And so you need to be thinking about that. Here's some things that I want to make sure that you think deeper about as far as your mistake. Another mistake, right, is not documenting the problems that you want to solve and the results that you've gained from those problems. And so listen, like, if you're solving problems, you're managing people, you're running projects, you're doing all the things that helps a community be better, but you're not writing it down, you're not measuring your impact, that is taken away from your portfolio. And so I'm a professor, right? And as a professor, I have a portfolio of things that I have to show that shows that my teaching is good. And if it's not written down, if I don't have anything that measures my performance, I can't prove to anybody that my teaching is good. And so for you, right, when you think about your problems that you're solving in the community, you think about the projects that you're leading, do you have them in your resume? Do they have the results in your resume? Is this something that you getting, not like, and when I say results, right, like, it's one thing to talk about and have your responsibilities in your resume. It's another thing to say the results of the responsibilities in your resume, right? And so I can say, yeah, I teach 4 classes, but I teach 4 classes that has 85 students with a passing rate of 99% and the satisfaction rate of 4 point something out of 5. That's the results of my teaching. And if you look at my stories right now, you will see that literally students are growing, not just at the freshman level, but I even have seniors who are in my introductory class who are talking about how much of a value add this class was to their life, right? That they graduating with this introduction class helped them think deeper, helped them reflect deeper, helped them be a better young professional. That's impact. That's measuring my success. And so how do you measure your success? And so that's the mistake number 2 that a lot of people make when they're not measuring the success of the work or the projects that they're leading. All right. Mistake number 3 is you're trying to do it alone. Listen, leadership does not happen in isolation, and neither does results. Anybody that works with anybody wants to see how their impact has changed others, not just themselves. You don't want to be self-focused. You don't want to be self-centered. You want to be thinking deeper about how do I show that I'm not just a value add to what my goals are, but I'm a value add to the community that I want to be in, right? And so here's a reality. You don't grow in silence. You grow in a sequence and intention. You grow in a sequence and intentional community, right? You literally leaving money on the table when you're not talking about the impact that you leave on others. People want to know, how have you changed other people's lives? And when you do that, you are changing literally your trajectory, because you're showing that it's not just about you. It's about how you may impact and influence on others. And so here's some solutions. Here's some action steps that I want to make sure that you get before we leave today's live, right? The first solution, I want you to choose a side hustle that builds transferable skills in a community or industry that you want to go in. And so I remember when I was a hall director. Literally, I supervised resident assistants on college campuses. I lived on campus with freshmen. And the whole time I can remember myself telling myself that I wanted to be faculty. And so what I did outside of my 9 to 5 is what I did my best with my 9 to 5 is I then took all those skills that I learned around training students, about working with students, about engaging students, and I started building curriculum. And even as I got with my wife, who was then my girlfriend, then became my fiance, every Sunday I worked on curriculum for our entire relationship. It wasn't a weekend or a weekday that she didn't see me working deeper on the thing that I wanted to become. And then, of course, when you have a vision, sometimes your vision doesn't become a reality in the first year. Sometimes it doesn't become a reality in the second year. It might take 5 years. It might take 10 years for your vision to become a reality, but eventually it will if you stay committed to the process. And I committed to the process. And before I knew it, I was a full-time faculty member getting paid to develop curriculum for top-tier institutions, right? And so I want you to be thinking about, how do you set yourself up with a side hustle that gives you transferable skills in an industry that you want to go into? The best side hustle is not the ones that pay the most. It's the ones that teach you the most, right? I'm going to say that one more time. The best side hustles is not the one that pays the most. It's the one that teaches you the most. And when you're taught new skills, new talents, new opportunities are coming to you because you're showing that you're committed to the industry, even when you don't work in it full time. Even for me, I'm not a full-time speaker, but I've made over $500,000 speaking part-time. That's commitment, right? And I'm looking to double and triple that, right, in the next year or two. Send me some prayers, right, to make sure that happens. Send me some good energy, right? I want to make sure that I gotta speak that out, right? I gotta say that in real life for that to happen. And so for any of my students that's watching this, I need you to think about, like, how can you start editing videos for student organizations, building tech skills or creative skills, right? For my adults that's watching this, right? Can you freelance and managing a nonprofit social media, or build some strategy for some organization, or do some storytelling and analytics reporting for an organization? These things matter because, again, people get paid to do that full time, and you just building your skills by volunteering your time, that makes you a value add automatically, because you're already helping somebody in a place that they probably don't have a budget, or they want to get somebody in there, but they don't know who to bring in. And so when you volunteer your time, you're already a value add. And then if you start getting results, you can say, hey, I've gotten these results and I wish I can continue this for you. But unfortunately, I got to move on to the next thing unless there's something that I can get in return, right? And that's after you actually gain some real results for them, right? The second thing that I want you to do, a second solution I want you to focus on, is I want you to treat your hustle like a leadership opportunity. Listen, y'all, like when I was hall directing and I was doing curriculum on the side, I was having conversations with presidents, vice presidents, provosts, people that was making 5-10 times more than me because of the work that they heard that I was doing. Because I wanted to be seen as somebody who was a leader in that space versus just being seen as somebody who can get paid in that space. And so for you, right, every side hustle is a leadership opportunity in disguise. So if you treat it like that, it will never miss an opportunity for you to turn free into fee. Right? It'll never miss you on that opportunity if you treat it like a leadership opportunity. What do I mean? I mean that you treat it like an opportunity where you have the authority to influence in a group of people to achieve a common goal, right? And so what does that mean? That means that first you got to ask some really good questions of what are the results that people are trying to get out of the thing that you are a part of. And then what makes it matter to the bottom line, right? Once you understand those two things, boom, you become a leader that's being called on, even though you don't have a position, right? And then before you know it, there's people who are going to be having positions that won't be getting called on because you're there. And so you'll be getting called on because they recognize the value that you bring, the commitment that you have, and the understanding that it's not just about what you want, it's about what we want. Right? And then I want you to build a circle. So the last solution, I want you to build a circle that elevates your standards. Again, the fastest way to upgrade your net worth is to upgrade your network. Y'all, I'm not trying to say it's like you say, like, I'm not trying to say like drop all the people that you already got in your community, right? I'm not saying you drop your job. I'm not saying that you leave the thing that's paying your bills. What I'm saying is that you add on. And so again, like, I've been working all day, but I'm here trying to serve you because I want to be a part of your network. I want to help you upgrade your network. And so this is stuff that I do for free. Nobody has to ask me to do this because I'm on a mission, because I have a vision. And my vision includes making sure that people have great information that takes them to the next level that they don't have to pay for, right? And so this is why I serve every single week. And I want to see you be the greatest that you can be every single day. And so some things that I want my students to think about, right? is, can you DM the person that has the job of your dreams and let them know how much you admire their work? Ask them 3 questions about how they got into the field. Ask them 3 questions about how they see themselves helping other people get in the field. Those type of questions will get the attention of people that says, man, this person, it's something about this person. It's something about this person that I want to invest more into, right? If you're bold enough and if you believe that you already taking your skills to the next level, right? Then what you will do then is ask, how can I be of value and serve you? How can I show up and volunteer for you? What can I do to help you bring and build your brand to the next level? When you do that, when you have the confidence to do that, woo, nobody can stop you. Okay? For any of my adults in here, I want you to join an online mastermind. I want you to join a local business meetup. I want you to find an accountability group that's going to help you understand the nature of bringing in income in the industry that you want to do your side hustle in. Here's the thing. We all grow in community. Nothing grows in isolation. Even if you plant a seed, that seed needs dirt. That seed needs water. That seed needs maintenance, right? Even when it gets so big, you might have to repot it for it to grow. Nothing grows in isolation. And so I need you to get over the fear that somebody wants to steal your idea. I need you to get over the fear that somebody's doing something better than you. I need you to get over all the insecurities that you might be having and put yourself out there, because the reality is nobody can do it like you. Once you learn how to make your hustle into a career that literally helps you feed your family, you're going to learn the intricate details of how to manipulate that thing. And before you know it, people are going to be asking you, how do you do it like that? Whew. I ain't going to lie. I used to be the person that used to mimic people. And what I realized is that I needed that time, that space to learn. But once I kind of gained some confidence in myself, I was like, oh, let me switch this up. Let me change this up. Let me say this like this. Let me do this like this. And now my classes fill up. Now my attendance never is an issue. Now students rave about my classes. Across campus, students are sending me students to come be in my class, right? Little brothers, little sisters, boyfriends and girlfriends, cousins. I'm getting the respect from the people that I serve every day because they know that I bring something that they're not getting in their other classes, right? And every time I hear that, it makes me dive deeper into my magic, because they be like, I come here because I don't have a professor that's that passionate. I don't have a professor that checks in with me, checks in on me. I don't have a professor that does one-on-one coaching with me, that helps me build my interview skills, to build my confidence, so that I go into a networking opportunity, I know exactly what to say. I don't have professors that help me with that, but you do, Dr. Dar. And that's why you're one of one. Literally have students say that about me. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to continue diving deeper. I want to learn how to continue diving deeper into my magic, because that's the thing that is helping students become who they want to become. And when students become who they want to become, that's on, for me, that's on mission. And when I'm on mission, right? So mission is the thing that I do every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every month of every year to make my vision become a reality, right? My vision is to be an internationally known leadership educator. That's my vision. I want to be known internationally for leadership education and support and development. And so for that to become a reality, I know that I need to do this. I know that my students need to be able to say, there is not a moment that goes by that he's not in his mission of serving students. Yo, so if this was good, if you got any questions, go ahead, throw them in the comments. I hope this was great for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Always make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. The replay, if you're watching this on Instagram, the replay will be on my YouTube channel at Dr. Dar Mayweather. Yo, this is it, right? This is it. So this summer, don't just make money, make moves on your network, on the skill development that you see yourself building to build the life of your dreams, right? Lead your side hustle like it's your main thing, because in so many ways, if you unlock those skills, it literally will become the main thing, and you don't have to call it a hustle. You don't have to say it's on the side anymore because you've done the work, right? And start small, start now, and most importantly, start with purpose. And your purpose does not work if your feet is not hitting the pavement. Your purpose does not move if your feet are not going in a direction. And so I hope this was good for you. If this was, again, like, share, and subscribe. And of course, as always, keep doing the good work.